So it's December and you might not think there's a lot to do in your lawn, but if you want the perfect lawn in spring, there's plenty to be doing. And that is why GenPower have sent us this Hyundai garden spreader, so we can show you how you can work on your lawn even when it's cold and frosty like it is now. So we're lucky enough to get this Hyundai garden shredder sent to us by GenPower. We're going to be giving this away for free as well. All you need to do is comment below and subscribe to our channel, and we'll have this boxed up and sent to you early February. But first we're going to run it through its paces, and that's why this Christmas tree, straight out of our dining room this year, it needs to go. I thought, what a great opportunity, fun way to get rid of this tree, to see if it can cope with this shredder. So look at the other Hyundai power products that you've seen us review over the last few months. This one is cabled, so it's the only limitation is that you are tethered to your plug point. But again, I don't see this as an issue because you kind of put it in place and you bring the branches to it. But what you do get with it being cabled is quite a large 2,400 kilowatt motor, and that is capable of churning through not just leaves, not just twigs, but actual branches. And we can go up to 45 mil in diameter of branches on this one. So we're going to check out this Christmas tree to see if we can indeed get through 45 mil of a branch. For £139, I think this is going to be a really good value machine. Now if you want a bigger machine, a more powerful machine, you can upgrade it. I think £179 will get you the 2.8 kilowatt machine, but you still only can put 45, I think it's only 44 mil in that particular model. So it doesn't mean you can shred bigger branches, it will just be more powerful on what it is you put into it. It's supposed to be quite quiet, 108 decibels, that's not too bad. You've got the push stick to be using, so you don't have to be feeding your hands into there. And you've also got this nice little defender to stop any of the twigs and that popping back up and out. And then where they shoot out of the bottom, when you've shredded all the twigs and the branches, there is a bag collector to collect all that. It's a 45 litre collector, and then you can either chuck that in your compost, really good to get brown carbon material in your compost if you've been collecting grass all year, or you can get it in your brown bin, green bin, and then get rid of it. It's not a heavy machine, 11.3 kilos, easy to lift, handle on the back, but you do also have these wheels, and you'll see our unboxing video that we did over on TikTok. It took us literally 4 minutes to put this together. Really easy, really simple, really well designed, and arrives in really quite a small box as well. One of the best things about all of Hyundai products, you get a 3-year warranty with this particular item, so you're buying this with confidence. Hyundai clearly back the engineering. It looks quite plasticky on the front of it, but actually the mechanics and the bits inside that are doing all the work, they do feel quite robust. And like I say, it's 11 kilos of machine, that does feel quite solid. So enough about the spec of the machine, let's have some fun. Let's get this Christmas tree, let's get all the branches off it, and we'll start to feed them through. Let's see how much of this Christmas tree we can get down into such a little space, and then we'll test if you really can put 45 mil diameter branches through this one. Right, so it's plugged in 10 metres worth of cable actually, which is a fair way. You're going to need an extension likely, but 10 metres I found to be quite reasonable. We've put the bag on, I've got one button to push at the back and we're going to be off. It is quiet relatively, but it is fairly noisy because of the tend of the machine that it does. So we're just going to get all of the branches now that have come off, and we're going to give those a shred. Now I've saved 2 bits of tree trunk here. This one right off the top of the tree, you can see that is gone to about 3 centimeters, and then I got this next section down which definitely goes to 4.5 centimeters or 45 mil. So these will be the test afterwards, but to start with, let's just get rid of all these branches. So we are about, I'd say, 3/4 of the way through, and the bag's not full, but it is just starting to foul the bottom of here. So yeah, look at that. We've got 3/4 of a bag now of wood chip. You can see this, they're cut into tiny little slithers, and if this was just wood and didn't have all the pines, you could use this to dress the top of your plant pots to keep the moisture in. You can use it in your flower bed to keep the weeds suppressing down, but that is brilliant stuff to then go and put into your compost, especially in the summer and autumn when you're collecting loads of nitrogen rich grass for your compost. You want some of the brown to go in there as well, but I'm going to go and chuck that in our waste bin now, in our garden waste bin, and then one more basket, and I think it'll be done. So I'm about to make a bit of a mistake here because I let the bag fill up to the point where it blocked the outlet, so the machine ended up clogging, but gave us a good opportunity to look at how easy it was to unclog. And look, it's starting to foul. So because it's all really soft, kind of pine all the needles, I've just started to hear the motor start to labour a bit. So I'm just going to take off this bag and show you this little bit at the back. So instead of getting my hands all up and in there, I've unplugged it first of all. Now what I'm going to do is undo this. It's just a screw handle on top, and this will allow me to fold the whole of the machine forwards, so then I can see what the blockages are. Yeah, you just see that screw thread at the bottom there, lean it forward, and there you go. I can see where I've got, again, because it's all just pines and stuff, it's all just started to clog a little bit. So all I'm going to do now is see if I can just knock it off to the side, catch as much of it as I can. Yeah, a lot of it's falling through the bottom as well. There we go, that's cleared it, no end, look at that. So you can see now going straight back through, that's the chute coming out, look. So that's so easy to unclog it all when it's when you do get, if you're going to put loads of wet leaves through and abuse it with Christmas trees and pines like we are, it's going to clog up at some point. So the fact that you can just undo that and unclog it in a matter of minutes, absolutely brilliant. Just remember to turn it off first. So you see now I'm just going to close the lid up again and then just doing up this thread. There we go, it's quite a long thread. You want it to be quite well secured, but now we'll be good to go again and finish off the rest of that tree. That's taken 30 seconds to empty that. Nice. Right, so we've just done an entire Christmas tree, all the branches, really soft pine and needles, and this, even though it got clogged once because we were really cramming it in, it fed really well. Again, the pines are quite loose, they're like bendy, so it's quite hard to push them in. That's where the push stick came in brilliantly, just for feeding everything in there. But now we come to the real test. If you're doing a bit of pruning on your trees, this is what you're most likely to have, actually branches and not a lot of foliage. So this is one we're going to try now. It should chomp through this. I'm interested to see how small it makes the bits, and then this is the real tester. This is the 4.5 centimeters that we're going to try and get in. Just noticed on the side as well, actually, the way this goes, it looks like a little mouthpiece, and then there's a bigger diameter section on the right hand side. That is the 4.5 centimeters, or the 45mm diameter branch, so you can't actually overfeed this either. So if you can get it in, it can eat it. So that first one, that is about 3 centimeters in diameter, but just look how fine it's chipped. That is absolutely minute slices, really thin slices. So that's going to break down quite quickly in your compost as well. So this is the test now, 4.5 centimetres. I've measured it, just fits in, just gives you some kind of gauge. And that's my hands, you see how big that is. 4.5 centimetres, 45mm. Quite a firm wood, you know, but it's quite sappy as well. So I'm going to turn it on, it fits in here as well. This is the circle here. This is the kind of the gauge, so if you can get it in there, it'll go through. So that's what we're going to try now, the maximum size branch. So there we go, that is 4.5 centimetres. Quite a big branch that is, to be fair. It would do a lot of the pruning in here, but look, it's reduced 4.5 centimetres of branch to, that is thin sliced, almost shavings. That's going to break down nice and quickly in the compost or act as a mulch over your flower beds. So there we go, I'd say that's done our entire Christmas tree in about 15 minutes. Reduced it to 2 little bags, 2 45-litre bags, which has gone into our brown bin for composting. So there we go, that is the Hyundai garden shredder, the 2.4 kilowatt version. Again, you can get more powerful, but for me in this garden with some light pruning, that takes some quite big branches as you've seen. I love some of the features in it. I love the fact that you've got the gauge already so you can't overfeed it. I love that when it got clogged, because let's face it, we were abusing it, it took 30 seconds to unscrew the front and unclog it. 10 metre cable's quite long, and I just really like this machine. I think that if we would got all of that stuff and just clipped it off and put it in the bin would be full now, but the fact of the matter is there's only a foot in the bottom of the bin, so we've got loads more to put in now. So yeah, we would really highly recommend this machine.